gamers, I'm the Fairly Odd Gamer. Sonic has been around for 30 years, as some of you may know, but I haven't talked about every era of the Blue Blur. So far I've covered the Dreamcast era, as well as a few games from the classic era with Sonicify. But for this review, I'll be talking about the modern era of Sonic. So let's say 2008 onwards. After the massive dumpster fire that was Sonic's 15th anniversary, primarily Sonic 06, that almost killed the Sonic franchise, it wasn't until 2008 when Sonic Unleashed was released for the Xbox 360 and PS3. It had awesome graphics, fast-paced gameplay, and a compelling story to boot. There was also a version on the Nintendo Wii, which is basically a neutered version of the HD version. Speaking of which, the Nintendo Wii became a huge impact when it comes to Sonic as well as Sega in general. Besides the previously mentioned Sonic Unleashed, the two games from the Storybook series didn't really reach mainstream success, except for Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, in which Sonic went up against his longtime rival Mario. Literally. It then led to him becoming a new fighter in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, making Sega fans wanting to buy a Nintendo Wii. So because of this, the next mainstream Sonic game would only be released for the Nintendo Wii. That game is Sonic Colors.
Hey, hey, hey!
Sonic, you're back!
Glad to be back, gamer. So you're about to review Sonic Colors, right?
Yep, as my 50th game review for the channel.
That's awesome, gamer. I hope you enjoy it.
Will do. However, I'm going to do something a little different.
Wait, what do you mean?
For this review, I'll be using footage from the newly released remastered version, Sonic Colors Ultimate for the Xbox One, while comparing it to the original Wii version.
Oh, now that sounds interesting.
11 years after the original game was released, Sega and Sonic Team decided to remaster Sonic Colors for modern consoles, and in May of this year, Sonic Colors Ultimate was revealed via Sonic Central livestream. Think of it as Sega's answer to Nintendo Direct streams. Not only that, but the Blue Blur also starred in his own animated movie called Sonic Colors Rise of the Wisps, directed by artist and animator Tyson Hesse. If you managed to pre-order a physical copy of the game, then it would come with the Baby Sonic keychain. But because I didn't want to go for the keychain, I instead decided to pre-order the digital deluxe version with extra features including the movie Sonic look.
Oh, so that explains why you don't have a physical copy.
Pretty much. So is Sonic Colors still a good game as it was over a decade ago? Let's find out. We already know who's behind the original game, but the remastered version was developed by Blind Squirrel Games, a company best known for BioShock the Collection, Mass Effect Legendary Collection, and the Switch port for WWE 2018. Not familiar with any of them. We saw for the intro cutscene while listening to the opening theme, Reach for the Stars by cast member John Paul McLaughlin. You could say that it sounds familiar to what was played during the Sonic Symphony, but it turns out that it is the version heard from the symphony. Composer Tomoyo Otani confirmed on his Twitter that the version he played for the symphony was made specifically for this game. I also like the original version with its fast-paced beats just to get you hyped up for this game. Anyway, the game starts right away with the first zone of the game, Tropical Resort. And here's my first problem with the Ultimate version. Since I'm playing the Xbox One version at 60 frames per second, it doesn't run as smoothly as the original version. It's almost like it lags once in a while trying to load the level. Other than that, I love how Sonic speed is used in this game by means of the boost mechanic, which I believe started out in Sonic Unleashed, but I could be wrong, which can make you go faster than the speed of light. But be sure to use your boost wisely because the longer your boost, the more your boost meter drains out. You can increase your boost meter by finding these white aliens or attacking enemies, whether by use of the homing attack or boosting through them. In addition, there's rail grinding, the ability to double jump, which kinda made its return from Sonic R, and new items called Red Star Rings allowing you to unlock more content. More on that later. But I do want to point out that there are 5 Red Star Rings per stage. Some are easy to find, but other times you may need certain whiffs to reach those rings. There's also Dash Rings that give you a speed boost, Rainbow Rings that give you a bonus, and Rainbow Dash Pads that allow you to trick jumps while mid-air by button mashing. And also let Sonic's current voice actor Roger Craig Smith say this. Finally, there's a new feature in the Ultimate version called Park Tokens, allowing you to purchase customizations to Sonic and extra content like character icons. The level ends whether by passing through a gold ring or by destroying an alien storage facility, freeing them in the process. After completing a stage, you then rank based on time, rank, and extra items found in the stage, with an S being the highest rank. You can even earn more rings and even an extra life by literally destroying the text. Is that awesome or what? After a stage is completed, you're then sent to the world map, allowing you to progress throughout the game. Anyway, let's get on with the story. Dr. Eggman has managed to create and build an interstellar amusement park with 5 other planets bound to one another. I guess I can see why it took inspiration from Sonic the Fighters. But why, you may ask?
This amusement park has been constructed entirely out of a sense of remorse for my past transgressions, and is in no way associated with any sort of evil plot or premeditated misdeeds.
Liar!
With Sonic being, well, suspicious about the whole thing,
Obviously.
Sonic and Tails arrive at the park to investigate. It's here where we find a couple of robot minions. Enter Orbot and Cubot, with Orbot looking different from his Unleashed days. And no, I haven't reviewed that game yet. They're here because they're trying to capture these aliens for Dr. Eggman's deeds. Just what kind of deeds? More on that later. Sonic manages to save these aliens as one of them absorbs Sonic, giving him a laser-like power. So yeah, these aliens provide Sonic a special limited power throughout the game. Oh, and before performing the power-up, Roger announces that very power-up. Like this one, for example. And don't worry, you'll be hearing Roger announcing different powers for almost the entire game. Anyway, the laser power-up allows Sonic to zip through everything and even destroy enemies in sight. You can even ricochet by diamond-like obstacles and even zip through laser paths along the way for shortcuts. We find out that Dr. Eggman is up to his evil tricks as he plans to capture these aliens in order to use them as a power source for world domination. But luckily Sonic has come by to save more aliens.
Who you calling nothing?
Huh? He means since the boss said nothing will stop me, and Sonic here is going to stop him, it's like the boss was calling Sonic nothing.
This leads to the first boss of the game, the Rotatron. At least that's what the internet says. It holds a Ferris wheel of platforms as Sonic tries to defeat the eye of the robot. Defeated a couple of times, whether by a homing attack or wisp ability, the Rotatron is destroyed, resulting in a plethora of rings. Oh, and Sonic pulls an MJ moonwalk. So the small creature that Sonic saved earlier is called a Yacker, as we find out that these aliens are actually called wisps.
Wisps?
No, wisps with a W.
Yeah, I'll just stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody.
And that's exactly what they do. And before moving on, I must point out that Sonic and Friends are provided by different voice actors. Besides the previously mentioned Roger Craig Smith as Sonic, we also have Tails voiced by Kate Higgins, before voicing Pauline in Super Mario Odyssey, as well as singing the game's theme song, Jump Up Superstar. Orbot voiced by Shadow's current voice actor Kirk Thornton, Cubot voiced by the Riddler himself, Raleigh Wingert, and finally Eggman voiced by the one and only Mike Pollock. Even though he started out with the 4Kids gang, I still think his performance works really well here. Anyway, we move on to the next area of the game, Sweet Mountain. Just thinking about it makes me hungry because it looks so freaking delicious. Ice cream, cakes, lollipops, cookies, crackers, licorice, it's all there.
Donuts. Is there anything they can't do?
It's here where we find 2 more wisps, each providing a new power-up. There's a yellow wisp giving Sonic the ability of Drill! In which Sonic can drill through the ground by means of a shortcut or finding extra goodies. And then there's the orange wisp with the ability of Rocket! Launching Sonic into potential high grounds. And before I forget, this is also the first area in which you can drift on curves. Sort of like a racing game but without the racing part. And not even in a car. Sonic finds an electric generator as well as a pirate-themed Eggman ship run by the next boss of the game, Captain Jelly. Yeah, I'm just going with the internet for these names. Anyway, in this battle, you have to stop the ship from moving via a giant switch and constantly use the homing attack on Captain Jelly until he's destroyed. So after disarming the generator, we get more info about these wisps and what Eggman is trying to do with them. Apparently the energy source inside the wisp that gives Sonic his powers is something called hyper-goons.
Like a battery?
No. Well, sort of. It's their life source. You only got a taste of it. Look at what happened. Battery is sort of an understatement. Anyway, it seems an evil man. And you might know him, who they call Baldy Nosehair.
Baldy Nosehair? That's the best thing I've heard all day. I gotta remember that one.
Yeah, that's another thing to talk about here. The game's writing. The main writers for this game are Ken Ponak and Warren Greff, who were actually writers for a cartoon show called Happy Tree Friends. I'm sure some of you out there are familiar with that show, but I have no prior knowledge about that show at all. But going back to what I was saying, the overall writing is a mixed bag. Some people like the writing style with its fast, quirky humor that kids of all ages would enjoy, and there were others that absolutely despise the overall writing. There are a few jokes that work really well, but other times, yeah, they're trying too hard to make the joke work. Personally, I'm more in the middle. I think some of the character interactions work well for a Sonic game, but some of the jokes put in aren't that funny to me. But I really did like the baldy nose hair line as a kid.
Yeah, those were good times. Baldy nose hair. Wow, I still find it funny even today.
I feel you, Sonic. I also enjoy listening to Dr. Eggman's announcements from the intercom, even though I can't hear it as much because I spend most of my level time boosting. But if you're playing it slow, then you might be able to get some enjoyment out of them. On to the next area, Starlight Carnival. Look how bright and colorful this level is. It can also make your eyes water. Not only do you have this quick step ability for both Mach speed sections and trying to destroy motor bugs by running into their sides before pushing them out of the way, but we're also introduced to the Blue Wisp with the amazing power of... It allows Sonic to turn blue rings into solid bricks, and it's not really that useful in my opinion. But that's not all, because we also have the Green Wisp with the power to... Sonic can temporarily fly, and boosting your trail of rings allows you to perform the Lightspeed Dash. You know, from the adventure games. And Sonic Heroes. And Sonic 06. You know, why couldn't the Lightspeed Dash be part of Sonic's moveset nowadays? Sonic and Tails find another generator, only to have Eggman capture Tails via an alien-powered mind control beam, which doesn't last long at all. As Eggman finds more aliens to capture, it leads to the next boss level, the Brigade Orkan. It's an airship armed with a machine gun that fires energy bullets, as well as dropping crates containing rings, wisp power-ups, and spiked mines. Stay away from the spiked mines. You can defeat it the same way as the Rototron, either with a homing attack or using a wisp ability, like the laser. After defeating the boss, Sonic once again disarms another generator. Since we know that Eggman's using the alien energy for a mind control weapon, how exactly is he getting all these aliens?
Eggman is using 5 tractor beam generators to hold their planet in orbit while he scoops the aliens all up.
Hold a whole planet?
Well, it's tiny, but still, yeah.
Well, that can't be good.
You're telling me. Meanwhile, in Eggman's base, Eggman plans to capture more aliens in order to have Sonic's world under his mind control cannon. Oh, and remember Orbot and Cubot from before? Yeah, there's also a side plot of Cubot trying to get his voice chip fixed. At least it shows what other voices Wally Winger can do. Anyway, after completing Starlight Carnival, you can feel free to choose whichever you want to go. So let's do Planet Wisp next, the home of the Wisps. While the atmosphere looks beautiful, don't be fooled because there's still dangerous obstacles to avoid. It's here where you find the Pink Wisp, which allows Sonic the ability of... It allows Sonic to climb up walls and even up the ceiling if needed. If you hold the boost button in this form, it allows you to perform the spin dash. You know, from almost every Sonic game imaginable. Seriously, why have them as power-ups when it's usually natural for him at this point? And before I forget, I love the music in the original Wii version. Some of my favorite tracks include the Act 1 themes from Tropical Resort, Aquarium Park, and this level, Planet Wisp. And even the game's theme songs, Reach for the Stars and Speak With Your Heart, performed by Cash Cash. I'll talk about Speak With Your Heart when I get to it. However, the Ultimate version includes a remix of the first 3 stages in the game, as well as the music from the original version for the last 2 stages of each level. You know, just to even the playing field. Personally, I don't find the remixes as enjoyable as the original tracks, just not my cup of tea for me. So why did I say the Planet Wisp was dangerous? Because Eggman plans on transforming it as part of his theme park.
It looks like the theme of his park is universal domination and the conquest of alien races.
It's more than a theme, it's a reality. He's using them like some kind of living intergalactic gasoline.
That literally describes the entirety of Eggman's plan in a nutshell. So Sonic tries to stop the renovations as he comes across the next boss of the game, the Refreshinator. Eggman, Dr. Doofenshmirtz called. He wants his invention back. But this also leads to, in my opinion, the most memorable line in the entire game.
No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me!
You know, it sounds like something that, oh, I don't know, Ogorky the Pickle Hog would say.
Could we not talk about him, please?
Okay, how about Samari?
Well, at least he doesn't look like my sleep paralysis demon.
Anyway, it plays the same as the Rototron boss, except with lasers and circular platforms. Without saying much, Sonic defeats the Refreshinator and frees the alien planet. We then head on to the next area, Aquarium Park. Not only do I love the original music for this level as mentioned before, but I also like the underwater aesthetic in the level. Again, it's beautiful to look at. And here's something cool. If you boost near a body of water, you can actually run on water the same way Dash does in The Incredibles. And while he is given the ability to swim by repeatedly tapping the jump button, he still needs air bubbles in order to breathe. Sonic once again finds another generator as he encounters another submarine contained by the next boss of the game, Admiral Jelly. It's literally the same boss as the one from Sweet Mountain, with the addition of homing missiles while traversing underwater. So be sure to get in some air bubbles whenever you need them. Anyway, defeating Admiral Jelly shuts down the generator as Tails returns from this bucket of sushi. So what did he think of it?
His cruelty knows no bounds.
I guess you could say he also described the chum bucket. Moving on, we have the Asteroid Coaster. And only fitting because it starts off on a roller coaster in an asteroid-like setting. And it's here where you find the Purple Wisp, or the Nega Wisp, providing Sonic the last power-up in the game. It turns you into a demonic-looking Pac-Man in which you gobble everything in sight to a point where you can suck up everything. While I enjoy using his ability in the 2D sections, I don't like using him in the 3D sections. They're slippery as all get out, and it's hard to move even trying to gobble up everything. So Sonic and Tails come across a factory of some sort, where they find all the captured wisps and turn them into the negative energy that Eggman needs for his world domination plant. Anyway, Sonic finds the last generator leading to yet another boss ship, the Frigate Scullion. Same boss fight as STARLIGHT Carnival, so let's just move on.
Hey, we both deserve some kind of reward.
Yeah, let's go to an amusement park or something.
All right, but one that's, less evil than this one.
How about Sega Joyfuls in Japan? I heard they're doing well.
Hey dudes, did someone say amusement park?
Hey, Hux! Long time no see.
Yeah, dude, it's been like 5 months since we last met.
It still counts. Anyway, what's been happening lately?
Nothing much, but I've always wanted to go to an amusement park. It has everything. The rides, the food, all the fun I could have. That sounds like a fun place to go to.
You know, Huxgamr, I heard that there's the possibility of a new Sega Joypolis in the UK, and maybe in the US.
Wait, really?
Yep. And it may include an appearance from a certain blue hedgehog.
Dude, that's awesome! I definitely want to go there. Anyway, I just want to check and see what's up. Later, dudes!
With the last generator disabled, all the chains connected to the theme park disappear as if they were snapped by Sonic wearing Thanos' Infinity Glove, leaving the aliens free from Eggman's grasp as Sonic and Tails head back home. At least that's what they want you to think in regards to the game being over. But nope, Eggman has harnessed enough energy to power up the mind control cannon only to have it backfire via detonation. Michael Bay explosion! With the addition of the Nega Wisp energy flying in every direction, even towards the moon, yeah, I'm not falling for Zuka-san's good side of the moon explanation. As a result, the uncontrolled energy transforms into a massive void. Oh, and QS's voice chip gets fixed, so good for them. This leads to the final area of the game, Terminal Velocity. Sonic and Tails feel the ground rumbling as well as the fleeting wisp, which tells them to run back to the space elevator and get out of this place. And this level is much different from the other levels in this game. It's an enemy rush in which you avoid obstacles and destroy enemies in your path as they make their way to the space elevator while trying to not get sucked into the void. However, they still have Dr. Eggman to defeat. This time in a flying armor ship made from the negative wisp energy contained from captured aliens.
There are no lines, and I've saved the best rides for last. At least let me stab your hand so you can come back in.
I know you're trying to be clever with this whole amusement park pun thing, but it's just coming off lame. Just say you're going to destroy us and stop embarrassing yourself.
Curse you, Sonic! Not only do you foil my plans, but you foil my speeches as well! I work hard on them!
See? Even I'm aware of how cliche Eggman's speeches are. They're pretty much the same thing every time.
All this leads to the final boss of the game, the Nega Wisp armor controlled by Dr. Eggman. Since he now uses negative wisp energy, he only uses 3 of the wisp power-ups, Laser, Spikes, and Cube, in order to defeat Sonic. Oftentimes, he can trip you by combining cubes and either spikes or lasers at the same time. Thankfully, Sonic can jump over laser beams and spike balls as well as avoiding cube barriers via quick steps. You can inflict damage onto Eggman by destroying the armor via homing attack, letting out a wisp of each color. Once all 7 color wisps are obtained, Sonic can defeat Eggman once and for all with the final color blaster. 1 color blast later, and Eggman is ejected from his armor, hurtling into space and into the void. But it's not over yet. The void begins to grow, destroying the entirety of the amusement park, including the space elevator with Tails inside. Because of this, Sonic has to quickly master the Joestar's secret technique. But alas, it's too late. Sonic is now in the void, unconscious.
But somehow, someway, I managed to survive this whole fiasco. While the Wisps were trying to stop the void from getting any bigger, Yacker and a few of his buddies came by to rescue me from said void and transported me back to Earth where I belong. Luckily, the Nega-Wisps turned back to normal as the void vanished completely. Even though Tails managed to get his translator working properly, it was about time for these aliens to head back to their homes as they also disappeared. And the day is saved, courtesy of me.
Phew, that's gotta be tough.
It sure was. But hey, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for them.
You got a point there. Again. The game ends with probably my favorite song in the entire game, Speak With Your Heart from Cash Cash. I love this song from the original version. Not only does it rock, but it also reflects the plot of Tails fixing the Wisp translator on his handheld. It's just amazing. As for Ultimate, well, the Rainbow version is a complete letdown. The original version is much better than this. Heck, even the Symphony version is better than this. If Reach for the Stars uses the version that was heard in the Sonic Symphony, then why couldn't this? And that's not even the worst part. After listening to the main instrumental theme, which ended perfectly in the original version, you have to endure 15 minutes of Sonic jumping around and destroying the text scroll with deadpan silence. Honestly, I thought there was something wrong with my game, but no, the credits continue to roll with no background music. I get it, there's more people at work in the Ultimate version, but that doesn't mean you can't add in more music. How about using music from the stages? Tropical Resort, Planet Wisp, Aquarium Park, those could work just fine. Oh, and before I forget, the sound quality completely blows. While trying to edit the footage for this review, the audio coming from a different earpiece began to disorient me from my train of thought. But on the bright side, we get an after credits scene in which Eggman is stranded in space alongside Orbot and Cubot, who is now happy to have his normal voice back, even though he does sound annoying. And that concludes the story mode for this game. Now, on to the other modes! Remember what I said earlier about the red rings unlocking more content? Well, I'm talking about Eggman's Sonic Simulator. It's pretty much the 2D sections of the game making you feel like you're playing a Sonic game in the Genesis days. Not only can you play as a customized Sonic, but you can also play as your Mii, only in the original Wii version. If you manage to complete all 3 acts in a zone, you then nab a Chaos Emerald. And of course, collecting all 7 turns you into Super Sonic, which thankfully you can play as in regular stages as opposed to only playing as him in the final boss alone. Other than that, it's pretty much it from what I can tell. And thus, we've reached the end of Sonic Colors. Personally, I thought it was...
Hey, wait a minute. Isn't there also a version on the Nintendo DS?
Oh, that's right! Sonic Colors also made its way to the DS the same day the console version was released. So let's get a quick look at it, shall we? In a strange, peculiar way, the DS version feels about the same as the console version in regards to the story. However, in regards to gameplay, it's mostly the 2D sections from start to finish. I've heard people say that the DS version of Sonic Colors is the third Sonic Rush game, and they're probably right. But I haven't played any of the Sonic Rush games yet, so I can't really judge. Like the console version, it has a boost meter, which can be filled by finding White Wisp or by defeating enemies with your homing attack. Even the boss battles were neutered, but they work pretty well for a DS game. This version also uses the same Wisp from the console version, with the exception of 2 exclusive Wisp power-ups. First there's the Red Wisp, giving him the power of turning him into a great ball of fire! He can destroy enemies as well as obstacles along the way, and can even perform mid-air jumps. Finally, there's the Violet Wisp with the power of... Not only can he suck up rings, but he can pass through these giant fans that can give him a burst of speed. However, there's one more Wisp that can only be found in the Ultimate version, the Jade Wisp. This gives him the ultimate power-up, allowing Sonic to face the stage via these jade-colored diamonds. This version also features characters not shown in the console version, such as Knuckles, Cream and Cheese, Big, Amy, Shadow, Rouge, Omega, Team Chaotix. Even Blaze and Silver make appearances in this game. Why? Because this version also includes mini challenges in which you have to complete a certain task, such as collecting enough rings, defeating enough enemies, finding enough wisps, and even completing the stage before time runs out. Some are easy, while others are actually quite difficult. Like the console version, you find and collect the red rings. But unlike the console version, you nab the Chaos Emeralds not by going through the Sonic Simulator, but through these half-pipe special stages. By the way, is it just me, or do they look similar to Sonic 4 Episode 2? Anyway, you have to gather up enough orbs of a specific color 3 times in order to snatch the Chaos Emerald. 7 Chaos Emeralds equal the ability of Super Sonic, which is only available for the final boss, which I don't get considering that you can play as Super Sonic on the normal stages in the console version. What a letdown!
Never thought it'd turn out like that.
Pretty much.
So what'd you think of the game overall?
Well, Sonic, if you were to ask me, I actually like both versions. While not one of my favorite Sonic games out there, it did lead a pathway to how current Sonic games are made and handled, particularly the console version. Graphically, I like this version with its vibrant colors and environments. Almost everything you need for a kid's game is all there. But I feel that the original Wii version looked much better than the Ultimate version because I feel that the Ultimate version was a bit too bright for my liking. The gameplay works about the same way as any other modern Sonic game, boost formula and everything. The Wiz power-ups are pretty good, even though some of them should have been used for Sonic's regular moveset from the get-go. But the drift mechanic can get a little finicky at times. I get that it's fast, but try not making it like a racing game. It's already been done before. For me, the superior console version is definitely the Wii version. Definitely something that is worth your time, effort, and money. The Ultimate version is okay, but it just needs a bit more work. As for the DS version, it's a pretty good handheld rendition of a 3D Sonic game. In fact, why couldn't the Ultimate version feature elements in the DS version? It's like in Super Mario 3D All-Stars, in which Super Mario 64 only featured elements from the N64 version, but none from the DS port. And the same thing applies here. The graphics look okay, and the gameplay feels pretty good. Overall, I think Sonic Colors is a pretty good game with some mixed elements that I don't feel too strong about. As for which version, I could safely say that the Wii version is the superior version of Sonic Colors, with Sonic Colors DS coming to a close second. The reason why Sonic Colors Ultimate is ranked at the bottom is mostly because of the problems it had when it was released. Even though I managed to beat the game, I was struggling to get through all the glitches and bugs the game laid out on me. Not aged well, but I'm sure you'll have a fun time regardless.
Well, I'm glad you like Sonic Colors, as well as coming by to once again celebrate 30 years of my life.
Well, it's always a pleasure having you here. See you later, Sonic.
See you later, gamer.
Hey, Sonic!
Yeah, gamer?
Here's to another 30 years of the Blue Blur. That was nice of him. And I'm sorry this review took so long. A lot of things have happened recently. Not only did I reach over 11,000 followers on TikTok, but I also managed to reach over 700 subscribers on this channel alone. It really means a whole lot to me. But now that we're in the holiday season, I must be ready for my annual Christmas review. I'm the Fairly Odd Gamer, and I wish you all good luck for the rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Take care, everyone.
How's it going, dudes? Huxgamr here. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon if you want to get notified for upcoming videos.
Well said, Hux. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and some of my character buddies on TikTok. And if you'd like, you can have one of my character buddies do a short video for you via video commission. Links to all of those in the description below. And so, without further ado, I wish that one of my character buddies finish off the video.
Hello everyone, I'm the Grinch. It's the holiday season, and I've been given the task to dress up as Saint Nick for this video, and it looks really good, and I quite like it. Anyway, I'm here to let you all know that you can support the Fairly Odd Gamer on the Patreon. After supporting, you chat with fans, as well as other supporters for the channel, have your name featured in the credits, and even watch exclusive content like a sneak peek, or even watch the review before it gets released. And now, it is my honor and duty to give this month's Patreon shoutouts to Alexander Bone, also known as Wisdom Toast, and Flash Figure. Once again, thank you all for watching the video and supporting the channel, and I hope you have a merry, holly, jolly holiday season. Well, I do my best this year to not give you the pleasure